My name is Laura Kelm, and I learned about Christian Science when I was 17.
My name is Logan, and I was introduced in Christian Science 3 years ago.
My name is John Hagen, and I first learned about Christian Science.
My name is Alicia Batista, and I became a Christian Scientist when I was 15 years old.
And I discovered Christian Science.
My name is Dwayne. I learned about Christian Science about 8 years ago.
Until I was 13, I was part of LDS, which is Mormon. And then after that, I kind of dabbled in a bunch of other religions.
First service was a Wednesday service, and I'll never forget, a woman was talking about a healing that she had with her toaster. And I was kind of like, what is this? What is happening here? This is crazy.
And attended my first church service. And the love that I felt at that one church service from people I didn't even know was more love than I'd ever felt in the church that I grew up with.
And I remember that the scriptures were talking about love that day, and it was perfect. Like, it was perfect. It fit perfectly.
I joined her for Sunday school that following day, and it was so different. It was not about the rituals, it was not about the people in the church really, but more about the ideas. And I remember I didn't believe everything she said. I liked the idea of Christian Science, but I was still very skeptical. And especially, you know, physical healing, I just thought that was really, really far off.
As far as the nature of Jesus is very different for Catholics than Christian Scientists. Catholics believe that Jesus is a part of God, whereas of course with Christian Science we understand that Jesus is the representation of the Christ, but not part of deity in that form.
Christian Science is that we really believe that the healings that Jesus taught and practiced can happen still today, and that's one thing that's very special and unique about Christian Science, and it all happens because of the love that Jesus taught.
I never really thought that God was just a person up in the sky. And I remember being 8 years old and learning about that, and that God's watching everything we're doing. And I used to get so scared. I would hide under a blanket sometimes. But then I thought about it and I was like, but he can see through the blanket and he can see me. And I was just a panicked 8-year-old. I didn't feel like God was something outside myself. I felt that God was in here and that I expressed him through love. Coming to Christian Science and somebody's like, yeah, no, God's love. I was just like, yes, and it was just beautiful. I just wanted to hug that person. I probably did.
I remember questions from my childhood that weren't getting answered. You know, Christian Science was the first time that they were answered, and it was like the first time I understood what God was and what that really means, and you know, that new perspective of man, you know, that we're not sinners and we're actually good. And
at the time I had a lot of issues with my family, and Christian Science helped me to understand the nature of God's children better. I can see them and appreciate them for who they really are.
What is man? Man is not matter. He is not made up of brain, blood, bones, and other material elements. The scriptures inform us that man is made in the image and likeness of God. He is the compound idea of God. And then we don't get hurt or sad or empty.
I think Christian Science it's like a 24/7 practice. It's not something that you do one time in a day, you know? So my practice is every moment I'm praying to making the right choices and being in sync with divine love.
It's the best alternative I can see. You know, to rely on science for our well-being at large. I don't see anything else out there that compares.
I'm a Christian Scientist because I saw it lived practically through my wife day after day after day, and it is that amazing reflection of peace and discord and constant love. I mean, at every challenge that she's addressed, her first instinct is to love, to find love, and I just think that's amazing, and it's something that I hope to continue to try to emulate.
So for me, I know I would continue Christian Science and the practice of it because of the healings and the evidence that I see. Now, if people are leaving Christian Science, I'm pretty sure they will come back, because sometimes we need to understand what life is not in order to understand what life is.
Shepherd, show me how to go o'er the hillside steep, how to gather, how to sow, how to feed thy sheep.
Leave thy dreams for joyful waking.
I think the best way to continue to encourage others to discover this truth is to live it to the best of your ability, day in and day out.